Rise and grind. I have not made a video in a really long time, and today finally got some time to do some fishing at a new lake this morning. Hoping to catch some fish right off the bat, doing some top water, but if not, we'll just keep fishing and try to find out what they want. This lake looks pretty saucy. Kind of walking down to the trail here that I just made. Got the kayak already down here. Oh yeah, there she is. Pretty calm morning. Let's see if we can find some fish. So first things first, make sure that you guys are wearing your PFDs. No matter if you are in a pretty stable kayak or not, kayak safety is important. You can drown in a very shallow amount of water, and yeah, I just wanted to throw that fun fact in there because it's important to wear it. Second fact, always make sure you get your net out, because last time I was fishing, I lost a big fish and I did not have my net out. So now I got my net out, got my paddle, put you guys on the chesty, and let's get going. So I'm not going to waste much time here. I'm going to start off the morning with a live target frog. Just do some top water, as it's pretty damn saucy. I've never fished this lake before, so I have no idea what to expect. Alright, there's the first fish for the new lake. And he's a big one. Little guy chasing some shad this morning. Alright guys, so that's the first fish of the morning. Caught him on a swim bait. So I seen that fish kind of chasing some bait. So I have on here a swim bait with just a jig head. Threw it out and he hammered it. A swim bait is a pretty easy bait to use. It's pretty much just cast out and steady retrieve back, and they normally will just whale it. They normally will just inhale it as it's swimming. So good bait to be using during the summer if you don't want to fish slow, just a worm. You can just basically cast it out, let it sink, and then just do a steady retrieve back to the boat. Wait for the fill. Wait for the tug. All you gotta do is wait for the tug. You're hooked up. Here's one. Another one on the swim bait. This one's a little bigger, not by much, but swim bait is definitely what's getting them today so far. All right guys, fish number 2. Keep that straight here. Fish number 2, a little bigger than the first one. Ate the swim bait right back down to the bottom. Alright, so they're liking this little setup, even though it's pretty messed up right now. I'm just gonna keep using it if it's working. But I ain't broke, don't fix it. Alright guys, so this is one of my go-to hacks for saving yourself some money on some swim baits. Put a couple dabs of super glue on the hook. Take your swim bait very carefully. Try not to get the super glue on you, which is always the hard part. I hate the way super glue feels on your hands. It's the worst. Absolutely the worst. Just take her and slide her up right there around the nose. Give her a good hold for a second. That right there will save you a few extra casts. Right there will earn you a few extra casts with your swim baits. Alright guys, so I got the fairy wand here, and I brought a Ned rig. So I'm going to Ned rig this behind the boat and just kind of troll it and see if we get lucky. Because this will be easy to just snatch it and see if they want it. So we'll drag this behind the old yak as we're kind of paddling along here. set the drag really loose. That way if we hear something taking it, we'll be able to snatch them on in. Like I said, make sure the drag's extra loose. Use our Yak Attack rod holder here that they sent me. Sitting in there in case we need to grab it. Make sure it goes in that way. Just keep an eye out for it. Maybe we'll find one that wants to eat the old Ned rig. Flip some of these pads. I had one. Well, I just lost a good size. Well, I don't know if it was good size, but I just lost a fish flipping these pads. There's one on the Ned rig. Ooh, it was kind of good too. Felt good, but all right, that's how you catch them on the Ned rig, baby. That was cool. Thank you, Z-Man. That hook pops right out usually. Not a Mondo, but number 3. Thanks for the tug, man. All right, so we've been here for about an hour and we've caught 3 fish. 2 on a swim jig head. I guess 2 on a jig head with a swim bait, and 1 on a Ned rig Cinco. I keep seeing a lot of fish blowing up on shad, but I'm noticing that they're all kind of small, so I'm gonna kind of part ways with doing that for a little bit and just focus on keep going around the lake. There's one. There's one. Too much bigger than the first one, but I think they're getting bigger, finally. Oh yeah. Nice and pretty, healthy. Swim bait is the way to go today, guys. They're nice and fat. Get it back out there. There's fish everywhere right here, which is cool. Just don't know where the big ones are at. Where's the biggins? We want the biggins. Alright, there's one. On the rattle trap. Not a Mondo, but it's number 4. And I can do this all day as long as they're eating. They're all pretty nice and fat. They're just not very big, which I figured they would be. But number 4. Oh wait, that might be number 5 actually. Sorry guys. Number 5. 7. 6. Number 8. Great. Number 9. Guys, this is too much fun. Like, it's too fun to quit. These fish are just literally eating anything. Okay. There's one. A little bigger? Nope. Same size. Alright. So I have two fish that are pretty much identical, to the same size. So that's what I'm catching today, guys. Bunch of dinks. Sorry, the GoPro's been totally crooked the past 5 seconds. That's what I'm catching today, guys. And it's been a pretty good fight. That's the biggest fish of the day too, baby. Caught him flipping. Well guys, that was a pretty successful day. I did not catch any big fish, but I caught about 11 small ones. A lot of them were out in the middle of the lake schooling, which was crazy, chasing little bait fish. And then I ended up flipping one out of next to some reeds, which was probably the biggest one of the day, probably right at 1.5 pounds, maybe 1.25 pounds. But all the other ones were pretty small. So it was definitely not a great day of fishing because we didn't catch a big fish, but it was an awesome day of fishing because we fished a new lake, we found fish. I probably won't fish this lake for a while just because it's a little bit difficult to get into and just didn't really have that good of a luck. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. All the baits that I used will be linked in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, tight lines.